As we know, the job market sucks right now. It's like the economy just sucks. I have so many friends who've gotten laid off in the past couple of years. Obviously, finding a job at this point in the game can be very, very difficult. I know from personal experience. And it's really made me start to realize that like, because the job market is so bad and because just the way the world is right now, it just, we have no guarantee of secure income, right? So you might as well follow your dreams. Like for me, I've always dreamed of doing YouTube. This is like my dream job since I was like in middle school and high school. And since I started doing this full time, I quickly started realizing that there's a sense of security and comfort and having a job, a 9 to 5, where you're getting consistent income. You know when you're not working, right? Like you're very much on or off. With doing YouTube full time for a few years, I've really kind of started to crave having that sense of security, especially after moving to New York. So I started applying for jobs a few months ago, and I quickly started realizing just how bad the job market is. Like I probably have been rejected from like 30 different jobs by now, maybe more. And I'm kind of starting to lose hope on the idea of finding a 9 to 5, but it's also been really showing me that like rejection really is a chance for you to be redirected closer to what you actually want to be doing. So for me, when I was applying for jobs, I knew deep down that like I didn't really want to be, you know, working at some of these companies that I was applying to, but I genuinely just kind of wanted to see if I could get anything, and I couldn't. So every time I was rejected from a company, I kind of had a sense of relief because I knew that like if I had actually been accepted to one of these jobs, I would then probably end up going down the route of doing it, and I probably would end up wanting to quit in the long run. Because again, what I really want to be doing is YouTube. Like this really is my dream. And so I really do believe that when you are being rejected from something, whatever something does not turn out the way that you hoped or planned, it really is an opportunity for you to find a new path and for you to really ask yourself, okay, what do I really want out of life? Because oftentimes when you go in a certain direction and it doesn't work out, you may start to find that like that was not even the direction for you anyways. Like that wasn't the path that you were supposed to take in the first place, because if it was, it would work out, right? Like I truly believe, and I think that you really have to kind of have this belief in order for things to work out this way, but like I really believe that things are happening for you the way that they're supposed to. So whenever you're being rejected from something, or whenever you apply for a job and you don't get it, or maybe you get laid off or whatever it may be, you lose an opportunity, it's for a reason. There's something else that you're meant to be pursuing in life. And I think oftentimes we know deep down what that thing is. You know, when we're kids, we have these dreams and these things that we want to do in life. And then I think as we get older, we're kind of taught to suppress that, and we're taught to take the normal route or the normal path and be a little bit more practical, which is definitely useful in some cases. And sometimes we do have to do that for a certain period of time. But I don't think that like just because you've been doing something for a little bit, just because you've been taking the safe route for a little bit, doesn't mean that that has to be your life forever, right? You can always switch things up. You always have the option to pursue your dreams, right? You always have the option to actually like say, you know what, I don't actually think this fits me. Like, I don't think this job fits me. I don't think this relationship, this city, whatever it may be. You always have the option to go back to yourself and really ask yourself if what you're doing is for you and whether or not it's actually what you want to be doing in life. And oftentimes when things don't work out the way that you plan for them to, or you get rejected or whatever, it's because you're meant to come back to yourself and ask yourself those questions. So I'm not saying that I'm anti-job, because obviously we have to make ends meet some way and we have to pay the bills. And it very much is a privilege to say, oh, I don't want to work a job. Like, I don't want to go work a 9 to 5. Like, that's a privilege. And I do recognize that. But I think especially from the pandemic, we've all kind of like learned this. Like, it's important to not make a job your entire identity. And it's really important to make sure that even if you're doing something temporarily to make ends meet, it's really important not to get lost in that, right? Because at the end of the day, like, a job can very much drain you. It can very much drain your life force if you're not careful. If your entire life is your job and just making money and going home and sitting on the couch and going to sleep, and then repeating the same thing every single day, you're gonna get lost in that and you're not gonna be fulfilled in the long run. So find time and energy as often as you can for the things that you love. So your hobbies, your passions, whatever those things may be, even if it's just like taking care of yourself, doing yoga, going on a run, whatever, make sure that you are as often as possible giving energy to those things. You know, we only have so much time in the day. And if you have a job that you're working, it can be really hard to make time for other things. But even if that means you have to wake up a little bit early, earlier, or you have to like muster up the energy after work to, you know, do the things that you want to do. Make sure that you are carving out time in your schedule for your hobbies and for the things that bring you joy. And that's kind of like where discipline comes in. I have like so many videos on this, but for me, when I was working at Amazon, I was like kind of crazy about discipline and waking up early and just fitting in like in all the free time that I had when I was working a 9 to 5. I was trying to fit in YouTube and my hobbies and the things, like I was like doing Depop. I was doing so many different things on the side so that I could eventually quit my job and get to this point. So just really, even if it's like, you're going to have some weeks where it's going to be hard and you're tired and you just don't have anything to give, and that's okay. But like as much as you can, carve out that time and that energy for your passions. I promise you, it's going to make a world of a difference. Not everybody needs to monetize their passions, to be honest. So even if like your plan in life, at least right now, is to not just quit your job and become a full-time artist or a full-time DJ or a full-time whatever content creator, even if that's not in the cards for you this year or in the next couple years, literally just you dedicating a few hours out of your week to learning your craft or getting better at something is going to be so impactful in the long run, because just a little bit of time every single day or every single week, it adds up. In a few years, that time that you're dedicating after work or before work to the thing that you want to be doing, that is going to help you get to where you want to be in the future. Does that make sense? You're going to be growing the skills that you need to pursue that thing in the future. So even if you have a 9 to 5 right now, just don't get lost in it. Make sure that you are making time for other things, because I promise you, you never know when it could be, but like just in a couple years, you may be in a position to be able to actually pursue that thing full time. And again, even if you don't want to do that, you still will have, it's just worth it to pursue the things that you love, right? In society, we're just kind of taught to go with the norm, like the default of what we think we should be doing. This kind of applies to like everything in life, but we're specifically, I guess, talking about jobs. It's so easy to stay in something when you're comfortable, if you're getting paid well, right? If something is just like making ends meet, it's really, really easy to stay in that. But I'm just kind of coming on here to remind you that you deserve to go after your dreams. Like, no matter what age you are, it's really never too late to go after the things that you want in life. And I know sometimes it can be very easy to like lose sight of that when you're busy and you're tired and you have to give so much to something that you maybe don't want to be giving your time and energy to. But the time is going to pass regardless. You're going to get older and you're going to look back and be like, damn, I really wish I would have just gone after the things that I wanted to do. Again, I'm not saying to just go and quit your job if you have no backup plan or if you have no savings. And I'm not saying to just give up if you're searching for jobs and you're having trouble finding one, because you're probably going to end up finding one eventually. But I am very much encouraging you to put as much effort into your dreams and your passions as you are a job. I promise you, they're going to pour so much more back into you than any job ever could, whether you monetize your dreams or not. Like, we're on this like spinning ball in the middle of space. When you really zoom out in life and when you get older and you look back on your life, you're really going to ask yourself, okay, how did I spend my time? How did I spend my energy? And if I went my entire life only putting energy into something that's paying me and allowing me to survive, am I really going to be happy, right? Like, a lot of people work 9 to 5 jobs their entire lives and they're literally only able to survive and to get by. And there's so many people who take these risks and go after their dreams, and it doesn't always work out. Some people fail multiple times, right? Like, I feel like I'm kind of in this weird place where I'm like, maybe this isn't working, maybe it is, who knows? But like, at the end of the day, there are so many people who go after what they want and they end up getting so much more out of it than they would have if they didn't go after it, if that makes sense. Am I making sense? So again, I'm not anti-job. I'm not saying give up the job search or quit your job if you have no backup plan, but I am saying to put time and energy into the things that you love and into the things that are actually going to pour back into you and into your spirit and your energy, because I promise you it will make a world of a difference in the way that you feel. I just feel like it makes life more fun and exciting. Also, there's just no guarantee of security regardless. So you might as well go after what you want in life. So yeah, I hope this was helpful in some way, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys are doing. Did any of this resonate with you at all? Please let me know. And also let me know what else you guys want to see from me. If you guys have any specific video requests, please let me know. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.